Hello everyone. I just wanted to share something that I have been observing for the last about a couple of years. I call it the beware of the good distraction blind spot. And I'll tell you all about it. And I've seen this with so many people that it's amazing that sometimes we just don't know that we don't know. First, let's see how I should get back. Okay. Okay, I'm still figuring out this thing. I almost don't know how to do it. Okay, let me think. Right. No. Oh, okay. I got it. Okay, very good. Finally, I'm here. So I want to talk about the good distraction blind spot, right? So basically, what does it mean? I think some distractions are very easy, that everybody knows what those distractions are, and they already are somehow either they're basically just giving a justification or dealing with it in somehow. There is, let's say, the distraction is to follow some sport or watch Netflix, binge watch something, right? So they're already thinking that they know what is the problem and they're dealing with it, or they're finding a justification. Like some or the other way, they know about it. What is a good distraction blind spot? Interesting thing is sometimes people are engaged in it, they just don't know that they're engaged in it because it's in their blind spot. Like I would say something like they watch a master in action to do something. Let's say they were watching America's Got Talent, and then they saw Shin Lim performing some amazing magic. And it seems simple, and they go to YouTube and search, how do I make magic? And then they find some amazing card trick videos. And so this is it. They're so easy. And then now they will attach it to something. Like, for example, they can say, I go and speak on stages. And then if I want to show people that you are not seeing something you should be seeing, I can show them that what you see is not what is real. Let me do a card trick. And then they will explain it saying that I think I should learn card tricks, right? So then actually they learn some card tricks and then they show it to some kids around and they say, oh, this is great, it's working. And then the positive feedback makes them learn more card tricks. I'm not saying that card tricks are bad, I just used it as an example. Once you go down that rabbit hole, what they don't realize is that the same time could have been used to sort of either learn something that will complement their already existing superpower, which means that if it was speaking was their superpower, then they could learn how to do something online, right? That will complement it. They were a stage speaker. Now they are learning how to do things online, the tools and technologies and everything. Or it could be adjacent to their superpower, which means that they could learn something about how to do a workshop. Then they can do something complement, which is how to do a workshop online. Or it could be a differentiator, and this is where they could bring some of the materials that help them. Like for example, they could add on something that are like assessments or I would say something, some workbooks and those kinds of things that could differentiate them. Or they could find something that is amplifying, that could they take their speech and then they can cut it into like 30 different ways, and then they could use this to amplify things on social media, and they could learn all those things. Or they could expand their reach. That means maybe they could get somebody to pay money and then get subtitles in multiple languages, right? So there are so many things that you can do in with your time that could, like I said, I'll go one by one, complement your superpower, turn something adjacent so they can add on to the superpower, differentiate your superpower, amplify or expand your superpower. But why don't they do it and they find a good distraction? Because a good distraction is not something that other people will complain. Let's say you explain it nicely and how you can somehow force fit into your day-to-day work or day-to-day how you make money or some profession or anything, then nobody will complain, right? So that way, that in fact sometimes they don't even know that it's a good distraction. They just think it's good, not a distraction. Because a distraction in general, when you define it, it's something that deviates from doing valuable work, or something that will hurt you in the long run, something that is not good for you. And if you're learning something, then it's okay, it's not like it's bad. So, and nobody will say, let's say you want to, I would say something, they go and see a stage play, and then they say, oh, this could be interesting. And one of their friends was just a normal casual friend, and suddenly he goes and just mesmerizes people with this, their stage presence, or like a stand-up comedy show or something. And then they say, wow, this seems so easy, I could also do it. And you can almost explain away anything. If you're reasonably smart, you can just explain away anything as if you needed it for your profession, right? So a good explanation, a good justification does not make it right. So what I'm thinking is that how do we get out of the good distraction blind spot? One is, for me, it has always, mentors have always been helpful, because mentors, those really care, they start asking some questions. What are you going to do about it? What else could you have done instead of doing this? And then suddenly you start thinking, maybe it's not good, it's a good distraction. That's one way. Second way is you start asking yourself some self reflection questions. Something like, what am I avoiding as I'm pursuing this? What exactly am I dropping the ball on? Right? Is it even a simple things like, am I avoiding just keeping in touch with people, because yeah, you are now in a good distraction mode, right? Something like that. Then second question is always, when you master any skill, right? If you have read Mastery by George Leonard, he talks about the plateaus, right? So when you master any skill of any kind of, say, public speaking or musical instruments or anything, at every now and then you reach a plateau, and the plateau, you have to be comfortable with that plateau. Otherwise, you'll try to jump. Otherwise, you'll think you're stalled. No, you're just in a plateau. You just have to go to the next level. So, but if you're not comfortable with it, you'll just try to be like jumping around like a monkey, trying to do anything and everything that's around you, right? Or what am I seeing that I should? What am I not seeing that I should be seeing? Can somebody put some light into, shine the light on my thinking, right? Something to think about. And the last question is, am I doing this because of FOMO, fear of missing out? Is because all the cool kids are doing it, so maybe I should be doing it? No, it's sometimes when you see masters in action, you can just enjoy, and then you can be the cheerleaders, but you don't have to engage in it. And because you're intelligent, find a super cool justification how it will fit this new thing that you are just fascinated with, how it will fit into your world. You don't have to do it. Sometimes all you do it is like, suppose you say a good painting, you don't have to say, I can learn painting, and then somehow and I can showcase my paintings during my speaking engagement somewhere in the hall. No, you don't have to make up. Nothing need to be force fit. It should be a natural extension. And these are the things that I have seen, and I hope this is helpful to some of you. Or you might have seen with some of your friends who are just carried away by a good distraction because it's in their blind spot. And as friends, it is our responsibility to bring it up to their notice, saying that it looks like you're fascinated by this, but you really need to know that it's a distraction kind of thing. Hope uh, you enjoy this and have a great week ahead.